Hi, my name is Michael. I go to Ramaz, and for my project, I've built a planet tracker. So for this milestone, I wired up the servos and I completed all of the code. So now it's able to actually point out the planets in the sky. So the way it works is here I have a potentiometer, which you can't really see because of the angle, but it's numbered with values 1 through 9 to select the planets. 1 is Mercury, 9 is Pluto. So I'll turn it over to 1 first. As you can see, it's pointing the direction that Mercury is at the moment. If you look at the computer screen, it tells you which planet you selected and where it actually is, which is good for debugging because if you know the general area everything is supposed to be, you can tell. So Mercury, Venus, Earth, which points down because we're on Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. So the way this works is the first step is it takes in your location and time from this GPS module, and it takes a bunch of planetary orbital elements that I wrote into the code. And it takes those and it figures out where exactly something's going to be in the sky, which are called altitude and azimuth. Altitude is how far above the horizon something is in degrees. Azimuth is how far away from north that thing is. Next, it takes the potentiometer to figure out which planet you're trying to find, and it feeds these values to the servos. So originally, I was supposed to have like an actual pan tilt mount with one servo here and one servo up here. First, I had 2 servos like this, and I tried hacking one for continuous rotation, but the servo didn't really work. Next, I tried to get a servo that was meant to do multiple turns, which is what I needed, but that servo had all sorts of issues, and after a couple hours spent trying to get it work, we figured we might as well do this. So what I have is, I have 2 180-degree servos. So basically, for the first 180 degrees, only the top one turns. And then if it needs to go from 180 to 360 degrees, the bottom one turns too. So if you look, for some of these, you can see both of them rotating in tandem. But for some of these, like that for example, it's really mainly the top one. So yeah, this was kind of a good way to solve the problem. The GPS module actually doesn't really get a signal in many parts of the building. So for example, right now, I just manually plug in the values as default. But if I were to go in somewhere where I have a signal, it would actually be getting real-time values, and very slowly you'd see this changing. For my next milestone, I plan on integrating a motion processing unit in here, and I'll use that to detect any change in the orientation. So if you were to tilt the thing, I would make it so that this keeps on pointing at the planet. And I already worked out all the math behind it, now it's just a matter of attaching the MPU and coding it.